One, welcome back to the Culturally Distinct Podcast. It's your boy DJ KO. I'm glad you guys tuned back into the show. Before we get started, y'all see what is going on right now. Shout out to Call Audio. If you need any attorney advice, make sure you hit her up. Also, shout out to my big sponsor, 605 Adult Beverages. Much love to you guys, Red Coral Universe. Also, Stefan Rutledge. Much love to you guys in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. If you're in Baton Rouge, make sure you hit up Stefan Rutledge. He's a personal injury attorney. Much love to him. I'm going to put his number on the screen, so make sure you give him a call. I appreciate you guys for tuning in the show. It's going to be a special show today. You know, every time you guys view the show and people come on the show, they're from out of town, or some people from out of town that lives here. Today I have an out-of-towner that lives here and a person that's out of town, and we want to talk about what we're going to talk about, right? Let me introduce the individuals, but I don't want to give y'all governments. I'm going to give y'all first name, right? That's fair?
Sounds good.
So shout out. We got my girl India over here.
That's good.
I got my man GB over here. So look, they mild-mannered over here. So y'all know me. I'm not mild-mannered. We over here drinking and we over here having a good time. Shout out to everybody that came to Houston for the rodeo. Y'all know I want y'all to be safe. The rodeo is going on all week, and when this air, we still have 2 more weeks left into the rodeo. So make sure you guys be safe. Everybody that's coming from out of town, make sure you guys be safe. Also, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend about Culturally Distinct Podcast. So, guys, first of all, how are you guys doing? First and foremost,
I'm amazing. So I'm gonna introduce myself. My name is India, because y'all said we just going by first names, right?
yes, ma'am.
So yeah, I'm on here. Just wanted to.
Thomas Johns.
Yes, Thomas Johns.
Thomas Johns.
Consultancy LLC. Just to shout out my financial firm. So please hit me up. I'm on LinkedIn, Facebook, under TJC Consultancy LLC. Hit me up.
I'm James, JV of JV Productions. I'm just here to talk to my brother.
Oh, share some light, huh?
Yes, sir.
So, guys, you know, you guys listen to podcasts, right?
Yeah.
Multiple podcasts. And it's some topics that I want to talk about today. Just so you know, we just having dialogue. It's not no Q&A.
Yeah.
This is a little dialogue. You know, we had a couple of shots, so you guys might see me take my hat off a little bit. But I have a couple of, I'm not going to even say questions. I have a perspective about certain things.
Okay.
Reason being, I was out the other night, and actually I was on the phone with JV, and we was having a conversation. India, you chime in when you like, and we was talking about the 50-50 thing.
Can you explain a little bit more?
Yeah. All right. So 50-50. So in a relationship, is going 50-50? Is it relevant? Is it important? And I said, since I'm divorced now, I think 50-50 is fair versus paying 100% or paying 90% for something. For instance, for example, a trip. Going on a trip, most of the time, if you have your family, your wife, significant other, your side piece, whomever it is, right? You normally pay for majority of the trip. Flights, the actual cost of the room, and the beverages, food, and everything while you're there. And I said, no, I'm not doing that. I don't want to do that because I did that before, and I think that at this big age in our life, we should go half or be fair with it. And I think the person that you're with should understand it. And if they can't, that's somebody that I can't be with. So what's your guys' perspective on that before we even get into the show?
Well, I mean, from my perspective, to me, I think y'all got to discuss that even before you get to said relationship, because that's a part of it. Just like you said, the big age that we at, like, we should be able to have those conversations.
I agree.
And if I'm dating you and you're telling me what you're comfortable with or what you're not, and then we're talking about how we're going to compromise on said thing, then that's how you get to that level. So therefore, it's not even like, oh, we're on a trip and it's like, you ain't paid for it, or you should have this. It's like, no, we talked about this already.
Okay, so you're going to pay. So if we was together,
okay,
so if we was together, it's me and you went on a trip.
Yeah.
And I say, India, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go to Jamaica. The trips, this is the flights.
Yeah.
The flights are say $2,000, right? The room costs like $2,500, and we agreed to say, okay, can you pay for the trips? Is it appropriate for me to ask?
Yeah, I mean, if we've already talked about that, then yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I might be like, all right, babe, I got the flights and you got the trip. You know what I'm saying? Itself, right? But I got the excursions, like something like that. Like,
Right.
I wouldn't mind that if we were in a relationship. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Because we've had that discussion already.
So you said relationship. What if we not in a relationship? What if we just
But
friends?
we were talking about relationships, right?
Yeah.
So if we're just friends, no, wait.
I gotta pay for the whole thing.
If we're just friends, then you doing you, I'm doing me.
That's what that means. But
Meaning like I got me and you got you. It's
But
like
we going
completely
together, right?
Dutch.
but we
Oh,
go,
so if we go together?
yeah. We sleep in the same room together.
Whoa, wait.
I'm saying.
Wait, what's going on
What's
now?
the all right? So,
So
because
now you got to establish what kind of relationship. Am I right?
Right, I agree. Let's put more to the context.
okay,
So, Nelson, you were saying
He said relationships first.
it was a money issue as well. It wasn't just man woman going on a trip. It was you having a certain amount of money. This woman having a certain amount of money.
okay,
And then the trip. So I was saying, as a man, that typically men pay for trips, etc. And if you don't agree, if the woman, whatever she does financially is extra to me.
Gotcha.
So if we go out to eat and she pays something, that's just extra.
Right.
But I'm going on a trip in my mind that I'm covering everything.
no, I'm not. I'm not doing that. I refuse. I refuse to do it. Well, I'm not saying that because I answer so fast.
Yeah, let's get
Excuse
to it.
my
Let's-
abruptness.
Let's get to
It's
it.
okay.
Excuse that. But I'm saying no because what you just said, typically for men, right? I don't like that no more because that's like a stereotype now. Understand, we are supposed to be the providers, quote unquote,
Correct.
right?
Yeah.
With having provision, basically saying we got to provide everything financially. And I think that's a misconception. I think that's unfair.
I mean, I don't agree because I think it's whatever works for you.
Okay.
You're
agree.
in your household, it might work well, you know what, babe, this is what I want you to do. Your stuff is just extra for me. So therefore, I'm going to take care of it. And if you want to, then cool. But no, it's on me. And for you, you have, previous situations that have led you to say, you know what? No, forget that. I want to make sure that we do 50-50. So neither one of y'all are wrong. It's about what you want to do in your own household.
Well, and that's why I told him that there's something, as you said, that's something that has to be discussed before the relationship.
Right.
He was in conversation. He was going to spring it on. So they're dating
Straight up.
They're dating 6 months. They're going on a trip,
Right.
and then as they're booking, he says he's going to book the trip.
That's right.
And then the flight wise, he's just going to send her the flight. She
Oh,
gonna,
no.
That's exactly
Oh,
what I
you
said.
tripping.
And that's not tripping because you know why?
No, you are tripping.
It's called being generous.
No.
You should be able to, if me and you was dating, right, and we was going strong,
Well, I was going to be you. Like,
if we was going strong and you were like, you know what, Adam paid for the trip, you know what, I'm going to volunteer to pay for the flights.
But that's
Volunteering.
If she volunteers
it's completely
for it,
different
correct.
But I
than
think-
you
I
just
think-
sending me the bill for the flight. Like,
Yeah.
no.
Well, I'm going to send you the bill, though.
No.
Yes.
And I'm not paying it.
And my-
I guess we ain't going. Like,
I told. This is
But
the
that's
conversation.
simple. Like,
But-
what we
And
talking
that's-
about?
And that's what I explained to
Thank
him.
you.
And this conversation went on for 2 hours.
Why? There's nothing like. I'm glad I'm
Because-
here. Okay, that's what I'm saying.
No, that's
I'm
not
glad I'm
India.
here
India.
because no, if you're not going to have a conversation and you have the expectation, that's on you.
No, the conversation was had. And then if we was in
Wait,
conversation,
what was the conversation?
all right, just say hypothetically, we was having this conversation, we was 5 weeks in. We
Into the
talked about it.
relationship?
Yes. And when you date
Wait,
somebody,
Wait.
and look, hold up, and when you date somebody, you know the patterns of a person if you paying attention. You know if they're frugal, you know where they spend their money on, you know where they go.
Wait, you're collecting all this information in 5 weeks?
Yes, indeed. A person will show you who they are in 30 minutes.
Now we're gonna have to,
I disagree wholeheartedly. Okay. Wholeheartedly about what you're saying.
Talk about it.
Okay. Like what, sir? Like
Yes.
what in what?
5 weeks that's a month. What are you doing in a month's time
First off, let's
to not
back
get
it
to?
up.
All right,
Let's
go
back
ahead,
it
go
up.
ahead, sister.
So in my understanding, in this big age we're in that you say, people have representatives when they go into a relationship or when they're dating a person.
Correct.
Do you agree or no?
Correct.
Yeah.
So with that said, what makes you think that in that short period of time you're not meeting that representative?
You would know. I think you know why? I'm about to get deep with you.
Okay.
You ready? I'm about to tell you.
I'm mind blown.
You
right
ready
now.
for this?
Go ahead.
I think that Maya Angelou said this a long time ago.
Oh my God. Here we go.
Don't bring her into this.
Here we go.
She wants no part of this
but
conversation.
it's relative with this conversation. She said, when a person shows you who they are, believe them.
But the thing is, they didn't show
They're
you
not
nothing.
showing you.
What you mean?
They're showing
In
you
that
the
short time
representative.
frame, they're not showing you.
They're
Hey.
showing you the representative, sir.
You could be with someone
At least for
years.
the that's what I'm saying.
And
At
I
least for
know.
the first 12 months. At least.
All right.
Do you agree with that?
I agree.
Okay, that's fair. Y'all can agree with that.
How is it
But
fair
I
if you
think when I
it's
say
30
the big
days?
age, the big age is this: how many people you know at an older age gives their representative versus a younger age?
Oh my God.
Younger
So
people
many.
maybe. Older people are stuck in their ways. Yes. So you're telling me India? I'm not gonna take it. You're over 40,
Yeah.
right? You're a woman.
I am.
Beautiful woman, by the way.
Thank you.
And the thing is, you're not going to bend or break for nobody because you have a certain way about yourself.
Not all women are that way.
But I'm saying, majority of people, not even women, majority of people in this age category, they're not going to bend. They're not going to like, well, I'm gonna fake it till I make it. Because you know why? We already in our careers. Our kids are grown already. We already got things going. So why am I faking it?
The reason why is because
about
a
it.
lot of people are not as complacent as you're claiming.
Okay,
They're not.
that's true.
And some women have never been married like myself.
Okay.
So I don't need a rush. Some women are.
Oh, you was married. I didn't know you was married.
Yes, I was married.
Okay.
I'm divorced.
Oh, you divorced?
Yeah.
You single? Are you single and dating? What's going on in
I
Houston?
am single and dating.
In Houston?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
We gonna talk
so
about that
I'm
later
gonna
on.
go back
We'll
to
talk about
what
that
I
later
was
on.
saying.
All right, go ahead.
So, again, some women are my age and haven't been married, or men are my age and haven't been married. So that representing of another person or the perfect person is definitely prevalent in today's society. Absolutely.
Okay, that's
Especially
fair.
you got social media. You know, people faking it till they make it all day.
That's true.
So yeah, that's why I say what I say.
That's fair. That's fair. So,
So just like it's old fools, you know, you think, oh my God, as you get older, you mature. That sounds good, but not everybody does that.
so for myself, I have a category. I have a criteria.
Oh Lord, break it down.
I have
Please,
I have a
I'm
criteria.
so intrigued to hear
Shout
this.
out to Stefan Rutledge for allowing me to revive this thought in my brain. Appreciate it, brother.
This,
Please.
this is what before he gets to this.
Continues, yeah.
This criteria, ladies. I'm just gonna. The floor is yours.
I'm so
It's
excited to hear
mind
this.
boggling.
You ready?
Yes.
So, first thing on these first couple of dates, or even the first date, the first conversation, I think that you should ask each other their credit score.
Keep going, Nelson. Keep going.
That's one. Second, I'm going there. I need another shot after this, bartender.
Please.
Second, do they have global entry? And when I say global entry, I'm saying, because when you have global entry, that means
I know what I mean.
you pass a background check. If you could pass a background check, that means you don't have nothing in your past that's going to interfere with me and you. Child support, you done killed somebody, you done shot, you done been to jail, you done something. So you get a global entry card, and then you travel, because I believe that experience expands your mind. Traveling expands your brain. The more expansion you are, the more open you are to conversations. You're not narrow. You're not just shrimp and steak. If that makes sense. Thank you. I love the expression on your face.
Keep going.
Continue, please.
And my last thing, also, have you ever been to therapy? Have you been to therapy? Do you believe in therapy? And some people say, well, you didn't bring God in it, because, you know, sometimes God is a different topic. People believe in different deities. You know what I'm saying? They believe in a higher understanding, higher conscious. So I don't bring God in it. You know what I'm saying? That's for later on. But I want to know
Wait, so that's for later on.
what it is.
But
the
not
second
the
date.
rest of the
It's a
stuff.
second date, because I need to know.
Oh, second date.
Yeah, that's the prelims.
Okay.
You got to qualify in order to go to the next round.
Got you.
You understand? If your credit score ain't right, I'm like, all right, baby, I appreciate it. Because what does that say? As a financial advisor, what
Don't
does that
bring
say?
my profession
I'm
into
sorry. I'm
relationships.
sorry. But as a financial advisor, what does that say for a person that has a lower credit score?
Hold on. And Nelson,
Wait, let's stop for a second. Let's pause.
this fourth thing. Tell what
Oh,
is
it's another.
Oh
Okay,
yeah.
please.
What is
Please.
her range? Her
Talking about salary wise?
salary? What do you?
Oh
want?
no, we gonna talk about that later.
No. This is requirements, so we gotta talk about it.
So she's in her 40s. If she's in her 40s, she has to make. Well, I'm not gonna say the salary rank. I'm gonna say this. I prefer not to date someone that makes more money than me.
Okay. Okay.
But that's a loaded question, but we won't get into that. So now what you got to say about the credit score and the global entry and the therapy?
On your first date, on you and Adam's first date, this is what he's telling you.
I would think you're crazy.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair, though.
And the thing is, all of that actually is doesn't apply to me. Like, I don't have any problem with any of those things.
Right.
But if you are coming out the gate, and I'm telling you, as educating you for this new world that you're a part of.
Yes.
Okay. You gonna look and sound crazy as hell, and they're gonna run for the border.
Define crazy.
Even if they fit all of those criteria.
Define crazy, though.
Something wrong with you.
What you mean? Like, define it. I need to know.
I'm defining it.
Okay.
Something's wrong with you.
Okay.
I don't want any parts.
Shout out to Philly.
You still hurt. You still going through stuff.
Okay.
You still need therapy that you're saying that you're asking them to do.
Praise
I think
God.
you need a little bit more, sir.
Praise God.
And you ain't ready to date. That's what I say.
Ooh. All right. JB, what you got to say about that?
Well, you know what I said. I told you that,
Please repeat it, because I
I
wasn't a
told
part
you.
of that conversation.
that woman no woman's gonna deal with that, man. That's crazy.
Okay, so you agree with the crazy.
Oh yeah, totally. That's
Okay.
crazy.
Okay.
Okay.
But I told him he's scarred. He needs healing. He needs healing.
Okay, that's fair. I could be.
Can I cheers to you, sir?
Cheers on the camera. Y'all cheers together. There you go.
Thank you.
He left me by myself. So, that's fair. And I like it. I love the conversation. For the sake of the argument, I want to put the shoe on the other foot. That's fair?
Yes, please.
I start dating this person, and the person has everything I need, I love. We go to the nicest spots.
How long has it been?
It's about 6 months.
Okay.
6 months.
Okay.
Watch this. And now we're ready to go to the next step. A bigger investment. Say we want to live together. That's fair?
Yeah.
We want to live together. So living together, sometimes in Houston, they check your credit score. I haven't asked this question yet, according to you guys. So when it comes down to it, okay, now it's time. Okay, I want to live, in River Oaks. I want to live in the nicer areas. They check your credit score, and typically they go to the person with the lower credit score. You get to that whole questionnaire, run your credit. His credit is 500, and you're gonna be like, "What's going on? I thought you do this, you do this. What? Well, and now, what is the initial thought in that person's brain?
But I would think that would be discussed prior to
Thank
us
you.
even having this home
you.
situation.
A lot of people don't.
That's got to be discussed. Well, that's
Thank
a problem.
you. That is a
that's
problem.
Two people,
And that's
Huge
why.
problem.
And
that's two people on.
Okay.
They live in. I don't know.
They live
Let's-
in what?
let's
Come
face
on.
it. They live in crazy.
Well, define crazy. They live in what? I
We
want you.
both-
These terms. I want you guys to define them.
If we're talking about homes and all that, and talking about us getting a home, us taking a step forward.
Yes.
Credit scores come along with that, so that would be talked about.
Thank you.
Not on
You don't
the
just do
6
it.
month when we
Like-
getting ready to get a house, and we now all of a sudden, I'm getting my credit score pulled. Especially if you know your credit score of 5 and under.
Yeah.
You're not finna wait
Till that
till
conversation.
that conversation for that to happen.
Yeah.
You're not finna do that.
Oh my goodness.
So what I'm trying to say is,
Yes, ma'am.
we not waiting till 6 months, and we ain't gonna talk about on the first date either. Okay.
Okay, that's fair.
There is a big time, okay, before this time and that time
That's
that
fair.
you can have that conversation, and it doesn't have to be so like, oh, something's coming up. It could literally be just as casual as you and I are having this conversation right now.
You
That's
taking
fair.
this in, Nelson?
Oh no, that's fair. No,
Take this in.
This is we just having a dialogue. So I said I had to put my shoe on the other foot, not to play devil's advocate, because remember what I said. At this age, time is of the essence.
It's not.
We ain't gotta
though.
move that fast.
We're not 80.
But we're almost 50.
No, I understand.
We're not 20.
Well, I think some things are going to be understood in your 40s and latter
Yeah.
years.
But
I
if
think
it's
you're
not
going to
all
you're going to
right.
move forward. Things are probably going to move fast, but it's still going to be at a pace. We ain't got to move fast
Right.
first
Okay.
day.
This is steady pace.
So now I'm gonna give you statistics.
Oh,
You don't have
my
to rush
God.
it.
What these
I'm
statistics
gonna give you real
coming from?
statistics.
Please.
These
Where
real
they coming
statistics.
from?
This is the census, U.S. Census.
This Adam Nelson.
No,
census.
these are real stats, and I didn't make these stats up.
You sure?
Promise.
Okay.
The number one reason for divorcees in the country is what?
Finance.
Finances,
Money,
right?
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So finances, that means one person or both parties don't know how to manage money.
We know what it means.
Now watch this. I think about is this. I was like, okay, well, if you can't manage money, that means you can manage other things in your life. This is my analogy. I could be wrong.
You are
Not
wrong,
necessarily.
but go ahead.
I could be wrong.
You are.
So if you can't manage your finances, that means your credit score is going to be jacked up. Your other parts of your life are going to be jacked up. But your partner doesn't know that. Second reason why marriage is going end up in divorce is what?
Usually, I think losing someone.
Mm-mm.
No.
Mm-mm.
I'm not sure.
Infidelity.
Okay.
Sex.
Makes sense.
Sex, right?
Yeah.
So either your partner wants to have it, or your partner doesn't want to have it, or they want to have it excessively, or they don't want to have it at all. So you have money and sex, right? Sex is not a big thing because you get it anywhere. But I wonder why. I did a focus study on this. I said, I wonder why. why do people miscommunicate when it comes to finances?
I have a question for you.
Yes. Oh, I love it. I love questions. Go ahead.
Why do sometimes like you, right? For instance, people may, or I can't even say men, but I'll say people look on the outside for answers instead of looking within.
What you mean?
Meaning, like they'll be like, "Oh my gosh!" Like the statistics say,
Yes.
people, get divorced more often, or da 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 da. And it's like, yeah, of course, all those numbers matter in a certain way.
Yes, ma'am.
But at the end of the day, you can only take care of you.
That's
And-
true. But you
You
got to deal
understand
with
what I'm
somebody.
saying?
But
Like, you know what I mean? And then be discerning when it comes to dealing with someone else. So I'm just saying, like, yeah, all these statistics do matter, but on a very micro scale. Because at the end of the day, you can only
Yeah, then you
help
got to-
yourself.
Yeah, you got to deal with you.
And
the
you and that
reality.
person.
You and that person got to deal with.
Absolutely.
so, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
JB, you got something?
Go ahead.
So, I'm gonna use your term. You said micro.
Mm-hmm.
65% is a micro.
But you are you.
Right. So if I want to be with someone, I know me.
Mm-hmm.
But if I want to be with someone and I want to get to know them like now, because I want to build now,
Wait.
I have to
Why?
ask these questions.
Why now? Why do you want? Why won't you just let it?
No,
flow?
I'm not saying me. I'm saying
No, you said you.
if I'm saying me as in the first person, but I'm saying a person that's watching this. This is because a lot of men think like this because
But
of
why are so many men so hasty?
well, they've been hurt.
No. So why are you so like? What's causing you to
Well,
rush to
because they
everything?
probably because they feel like their time is running out.
Why?
I don't know.
Let me ask you a question.
Like,
So I
Yo-
got-
what
I got-
time is running out? What's causing this time to run out?
Age, father time.
Wait. So do you understand that most people are living longer?
Yeah.
Like, do you understand that? And I'll just say, in my industry, it's all about risk adversity. Okay.
All right.
So insurance companies look at what's the probability of this said thing happening.
Okay.
So before, back in the day, when you and I were children, all of us were children, even if you are in your 30s.
Thank you for that compliment.
Yeah, definitely. It was a huge thing for anybody to live to 100. It was
Right.
huge. It was like, oh my gosh, like you living to 100. So that's what the scale was when it came to insurance. Now they push it out to 125, y'all. People are living to 100 like it's nothing. So when you say, oh my God, I don't have much time, what time are you on?
Well, now are we equating this with these people are coupled or this is individuals?
Individuals.
Oh, really? Okay.
Mhm.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
I don't know.
Because of technology, because of, people living healthier or at least aware of it. I'll say that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? They know they can do something about either their weight or their cholesterol or their high blood pressure that
Yeah.
is causing, at least in our community, you know what I'm saying, death early.
Right.
So we know better.
So how long does it take for a person like yourself? Now you don't have to put your business out there.
Mm-hmm.
How long does it take for a person like yourself to know that you want to be with a person long term?
I don't know. I really can't answer that question.
Okay, that's fair.
Because
that's
I'm
fair.
divorced. I'm a different person. I'm a healed person at this point.
Okay,
And I haven't been in a relationship. So I can't even answer that question.
that's fair.
Yeah.
I got a question for you, Nuss.
Yes, sir.
So on the flip side of your question, the credit score, all that, the first. So what if the woman that you're on this date with tells you, I need to have a child within the first, she puts a child on you.
Yeah, she has
quick. She wants
expectations.
this. Her expectations is a child.
Yeah.
So what would be your thought process
So-
if a
Good
woman told you that?
question.
If I had children already, the answer would be no. We just cut to the chase. We ain't got to do all that.
I'm saying,
Look,
so you're not gonna think nothing about.
no, I'm
you're
not.
gonna think.
I'm not because I don't want no more children.
You're lying to me. You are lying to me.
No, I'm serious. So now, this is for podcast purposes, though. So
I said, okay.
shout out to Culturally Distinct. But no, honestly, to answer your question, to each his own, right? So that's a loaded question too. So you have
Is that an off the wall question? Is that would you be like?
no, it wouldn't because a lot of women have expectations if they don't have kids.
So the first date, she asked you that and you'll be fine with it?
Yeah,
Okay.
She's not saying what you think about kids.
she
saying,
says she wants to have kids.
Right.
I've experienced. Actually, you know what? That's a funny question. I experienced. A young sister told me that. She said we wasn't on a date, but we were just talking, and she's like, "I'm 37, and if I'm inside right now, but when I go back outside, I'm looking for the man that's willing to give me a kid and get married within a certain amount of time." And she told me that straight up. I was like, "Okay, that's fair."
How that's working out for her?
I could. No, she's an attractive woman,
How's that working out for her?
but she hasn't been outside yet.
So
She's
I'm
inside.
gonna also say, just because she said that doesn't mean that she's going to say to the man on her first date, "Hey,
Right,
I want a baby
Correct.
now. What's up?"
Okay.
It's not happening. He's gonna be like, "See you."
Not really. If he wants that.
Oh my Jesus.
If he wants that, because I don't. All right, so you guys are looking. I think you guys are looking at it like the question that I'm asking is like an oblivious question. Some
No.
people want certain things that people are requesting.
It's too much.
You guys don't want that. That's why you're looking
No, it
at
has
it.
Unless you
nothing
want a
to do
credit,
with
you
it.
want a credit score.
I
on the
never
first
said,
date.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I
'Cause
never
you know-
said I don't want any of the things that you're
I'm
talking
gonna tell you.
about.
You know why? All right. You know why I asked for the credit score?
Why?
Why I asked for? Just think about why I asked for the credit score.
We understand why.
Why?
It's when.
No, I'm saying I know, but why am I asking for the credit score?
Because you want to make sure it's aligned with your purposes and what
Correct.
you want to do in
Long
your
term.
future. Absolutely.
So I think that's a fair
That's
assessment.
not a
So let me
fair
ask-
assessment on the first date.
So
First
the
date,
woman that
it's
you,
it kind
so
of be fast. It's a little fast, but you know,
A
Well, how-
little.
yeah, a little.
look, so how picky
I'm going 130.
as you are. I
That's
would
not
think-
picky.
Listen, picky as you are, I would think you have some sort of good judgment.
Okay.
So this woman that you're gonna be on a date with,
I call it discernment.
this woman that you're gonna be on a
Shout out having discernment to my spiritual people. Go ahead.
this woman that you're gonna be on a date with, I would think that you've observed before you met her. She's meeting these certain qualifications.
Well, I said at the beginning. Remember I said Maya Angelou quote? I said when a person shows you who they are, believe them.
I'm saying you're meeting her. I'm
India
saying,
said you cannot tell a person.
what I'm saying is this. What I'm saying is this.
Yes, sir.
We're out. We're in a setting. You see India. You think she's an attractive lady. You want to introduce yourself. But I would think of introducing yourself, conversation in the club, you can kind of get a judgment of what you are attracted to. That kind of credit score should align in that.
With her behaviors.
Correct.
It should be.
Correct.
But
So,
they have some people out here fugazi though.
right, we said that.
Buku people
But you're
out
not
here.
going to know date one.
You're not.
You're not going to know date
True.
one.
You're not.
And on top of that, the person could just be lying through their teeth.
That's true too.
Yeah, and I told you that.
So I can tell you anything.
right.
So you know what? And I asked God for
I ain't going to bring God into
I
this.
asked God for the
I thought that was
proper
for another time. No, we will talk about that during another time, sir.
So let's move on this conversation because this conversation can move forever, and they on me right now. So I want to talk about this term: high value, low functioning, high value. India, as a woman, as a black woman, a beautiful black woman, successful, make a lot of money. I'm sorry, I'm putting your business on the street, but make some money. She got some coins in her pocket. She could buy herself a hot sausage sandwich and shit. So
Or two, right?
or two, right? So, what is when you're dating? What would you prefer? A man that's high value low functioning, and we say in value in terms of dollars, or low value but high functioning?
I want high functioning. I don't care what the value is.
Oh, really?
High functioning.
Mm,
That is so important.
really?
Period.
So low value. When I say low value, now can I put a dollar on it?
Please.
He's making probably maybe about $65,000 a year
Okay.
before taxes.
Okay.
So he's bringing home $2,100 every 2 weeks.
Okay.
And y'all mortgage is $4,000, and you have all these other bills and all these things, right? And he's supposed to pay the mortgage, but he can't make ends meet. 2 checks makes the mortgage.
Right.
So you prefer? I'm not trying to coerce you
You
to.
sound like it.
That's exactly what he's trying to do.
I'm not trying to coerce you
like
into
exactly
this.
what
Like,
trying
oh
to
my
do.
gosh.
But I'm saying, at your age, and you're still fairly young, at your age, and having a low value man but high functioning, that is your preference.
No, I didn't know. Back it up. No one said that's my preference.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
My preference is high functioning, first and foremost.
Right.
The value, we'll figure that out. You know what I'm saying? So would I have a preference of finding someone that makes around the same amount of me as me? Yes, that would be nice. But I understand when it comes to the black man, that might be unfeasible.
Okay.
And to me, it's more important that you are supporting me, you're loving me, we having a good time, you are respecting me.
Okay.
You understand that what I do is so important. It might be like facing to the public, and you're like, okay, it's cool, do you, boo? And like understand who I am. That's most important than anything.
Can we
And then we can work on all the other stuff, because you're like, okay, if you're showing up for me, I'm gonna show up for you. And
Okay.
that might not necessarily be in the same context. It might be financially. But if you're supporting me, I got you.
Oh, you're a good woman. then.
But at the same time, it's like you're not going to take advantage of me either, because I've gotten that done too. So
Okay.
I'm very aware this time around of what I want, if that makes sense.
So can we define high functioning?
Okay.
What does
so
high functioning mean to you?
a high mental and emotional IQ.
Okay.
Very important.
He has intelligence, emotional
Yes.
intelligence.
Emotional intelligence.
He knows how to express himself.
Exactly.
He speaks about the credit score on the first date. Nah. All right. He has emotional intelligence. Okay. He's high mentally. Okay.
And just supportive.
Supportive.
And is like understanding of who he is. He doesn't have to have like the money or the this or the that to define him as a man. He
Okay.
knows who he is. Period. And nothing's going to sway that.
Okay. JV, what you got? When it comes to high functioning woman, what you prefer? Even though you're a taken man, but we still gonna talk about it. What would you prefer? A high functioning woman that's low value, or a high value woman that's low functioning?
Why couldn't I have high value and high function?
You could. I didn't say you couldn't.
I think that's what I got.
That's a safe answer. I'm gonna give you a hand clap for that.
So look, I think you can have. I would prefer both, as I said.
Okay.
Me too.
Because I think you can have it.
Don't be safe.
At the end of the day, I think the high function is the most important thing on both ends. If we can communicate, we can discuss things, we can be open. That's the key. That's the key. He don't like that.
JV
He
is
don't
my
like
boy,
that.
okay? That's
He
all I gotta
don't like
say.
that.
I literally just met him, y'all,
I'm here.
and he is my boy, okay?
I'm here, y'all.
So
I love it.
on camera, what happens is, I love it because I respect the brother for his opinion.
You don't necessarily agree with it.
He don't agree. He don't agree. He don't agree.
I respect for his opinions, India. I respect you as a queen and your opinions. I just have a different way of.
Here comes the second hour of our argument.
Can I say something before you continue?
Yes,
with
ma'am.
your-
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I will say that, to me, in my opinion, and what it seems like statistically, it's easier for a man to accomplish receiving, and I'm so glad that you have both a high value woman that's high functioning and high value. It's a little harder for women to find that within men, especially black men. So you just gotta okay, because sometimes we
Why?
find that
Yeah, I was about
a
to say that.
high
What do you-
value man.
Why you think that is?
Sometimes high value men, they want to control everything.
What you mean control?
control everything. I mean, financially, emotionally, what you do, what you say, where you going, how much
Okay.
you making.
What's wrong with
They
that?
want you to support everything that they do and not necessarily have your own identity. And I can't help you on that. I am who I am. So,
Can I give you a story?
sure, please.
In the beginning of time, God said he put Adam to sleep, and He created a woman out of his rib. He said
That's
Adam
if
was
you
lonely.
believe that.
He said Adam was lonely. He
That's
said
if you
man
believe that.
was lonely, so I put him to sleep and I created a woman. Now watch this. He said I created a helper for you. Now I'm not saying every woman is a helper, but I'm saying that a woman is a helpmate. She makes your life better. You're the head, she's the neck. But watch this. She never gets out of her way of being the neck. In today's society, I believe that, and I love my black women, I love women, I love everybody. I believe that we don't know how to stay in our lane. When it comes to, watch this, when it comes to what we was created to do, a man is a provider. I think a man should provide, she had provision. Now, if a man doesn't have provision, don't be with him. Because he can't lead you into nothing, right? That's what I think. Most of these women are getting with men that has no provision. They have no vision or provision. They're just there, right? Now, if he has that, he's like, okay, I got something. He's leading me to something. I'm preaching right now. It's not even Sunday yet, and I'm putting that word on y'all. But you understand what I'm saying to a degree? I'm not saying that you're a woman, you're deduced to me. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that I have a role what God purposed me for, vice versa, right? And I think that living in my 100% purpose while I was created, and you living in your purpose while you was created, that's where mutual partnership comes from. I think the term partnership and business partnership and all that stuff came from that. I think Adam and Eve was ultimate partners, business partners.
So let me speak. Let me say this.
I'm going to just say one thing. And I usually don't curse, so please forgive me. All that's bullshit, but continue.
Ooh,
Now,
she did it with her shoulders too.
Yes, absolutely.
but the my rebuttal to you
Yes, sir.
is you wanted high value, low functioning.
No. Well, woman, I want a woman. No.
No, you want low. You want what you wanted? Low function.
I want a woman that could function at the
high function,
absolute highest rate ever.
high function, low value.
That's right. Because I'm gonna provide the value.
Because you don't want her to do what?
What?
Make more money than him.
No, she's not gonna
That's
make
what
more
he
than me.
said.
See what I'm saying?
Okay.
But that's my option.
But why you could? Well, so why couldn't you have a woman that's
Well-
making more than you, equal
Good
with
question.
Okay.
you? What's the problem with
Good
that?
question.
Well, this is all opinionated, right? This is my opinion. You guys don't put me on the cross for this. I think that a lot of women that make money, shout out to them. Shout out to the queens. Shout out to the bosses. I love that, but not for me. Because for me in my house, I think that it's more of, I don't need you to have everything. I don't need you to acquire all the degrees and acquire being CEO. I don't need that. All I want you to do is come home. You used one term earlier, support me. And one thing that all black men want their woman to do, respect them. That's all.
Now, but yet,
Now, to answer your question,
but yet you're gonna ask this woman that you're talking about
yes, sir.
to have this credit score, to have this out the country pass.
Talk about it. Talk about it.
You want her to have all these qualifications, but then you want her low value.
Well, you know why?
Man, what world are you living in?
Now watch this.
And he says, watch this. He still didn't answer the
I
question.
want
to
to
me.
answer your question.
You haven't.
Give me patience, please. Thank you. Thank you. The reason why I ask those questions because remember what I said. The woman is a helper, and in today's society and systems, when you're married, they don't look at you as an individual. They look at you as a whole.
You ain't married yet.
That's he's making my point. So if I'm looking for somebody that's equal to me, right? The term equally yoked, the yoke is on the necks of the oxen. If you're all balanced, that means we can't acquire what we need to acquire because I'm or she is, look, it's a push and pull, and now nothing is getting done. We're just going against each other.
I don't understand. That makes sense.
That don't make sense.
It didn't make any
Okay.
Not any sense.
Let me break it all the way down.
Yeah.
A yoke, when they say equally yoked, a yoke, the actual term of a yoke is they used to put it on oxen's neck when they plow the field. So the fields could be equally plowed. But they never put a weak oxen with a strong oxen. Why? Because the lines will be off.
So who's weak and who's strong?
That's what I'm
He
saying.
wants
So
to be,
when
he
it comes
wants
to
be strong.
So he
Now
wants to
I'm-
be the strong one.
now let
He
me-
wants her to be the weak one. Got it.
No.
Yeah, that's what I got.
No. When it comes to what God put us here for.
No, no, stop saying that.
If I have I'm gonna put her in a situation. If you have a 800 and I have a 600, that's not equally yoked. I'm pulling you back, because now
you're not worth my time.
No, I ain't say that.
So
I'm saying that I'm not going to invest a long term with you.
Because I have 800, you have 6.
Yes, because that's going to affect us long term.
So how is that a problem?
It's not a problem. It's just not for me.
Why? You still haven't answered.
I
why.
just said because that's going to affect us long term.
But that's a good thing. If I have 800, credit score, you have 6. The thing is, within a marriage,
right,
it's ever changes and flows. Everybody evolves.
That's different.
So you can't tell me that, oh my God, I don't want her to make more money, but then she's gonna F around and make more money than you. Then
that's
what?
different.
How is that different?
That's different initially. So when I start off,
so why initially? Because the thing's going to change regardless.
I know, but I can't control how things change, but I can control how it starts.
You can?
Watch this. I'm gonna give you an example. Raising kids. You can't.
Kids are completely different.
No, it ain't.
Topic.
Same thing.
It isn't.
When you raise a kid from a ground up versus when they're a teenager, it's totally different.
You know why it's different?
It's the same thing.
You know why it's different?
Yes, ma'am.
Because you're talking about two individual grown-ups. We're not talking about us grooming children to be adults. So you can't even say it's.
I'm talking about from a psychological standpoint.
I am too.
You just said you want a man that's emotionally intelligent.
Absolutely.
So I believe that emotional intelligence equates understanding the starting point wherever you are, wherever that person is, and saying, okay, how can we start all together from everything that we had to this point, vanish all that stuff, and now how can we build together from the same vantage point? How can we see this, how can we accomplish this goal from the same vantage point, but from two different eyes?
So I have a question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
How long do you think it takes for a person to get global clearance and credit score?
Yeah.
And what was the other thing?
Therapy.
Therapy. Well, the therapy is a little longer. And what was it for? It was 4.
Oh, it was just that.
No, it was 4. Am I right? It was 4.
The money.
And the money.
What's the question?
Okay, so the money, okay, we already know that. But for the credit score and the global entry, how long do you think it usually takes for a person to accomplish that?
You get a global entry, you can get that anytime you want.
Okay.
If you don't have no felonies or background check, you can go pass a background check. You can get that tomorrow.
Okay.
All right.
So then what about the credit score?
Credit score, if you had lived a reasonable, sustainable life, your credit score will be okay.
Now, how long do you think it'll take for a person to get it up?
From what?
From 600 or
It would probably take about 5 years.
No,
5
you're
years,
completely wrong.
About 5 years.
No, about 5 months.
Really?
It can.
Oh wow, I didn't know.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, you a
5
financial
years.
advisor. You know how to do all that. I don't know how to do all that.
So I'm telling you.
Okay, 5 months.
The reason why I'm telling you, and you said global entry, you can do that tomorrow.
Mhm.
You can do 5 months in a credit score.
Okay.
So therefore, 2 of the things that you said that, oh my gosh, are like make or break, you can accomplish those things within the time frame that you are saying that you're dating this person.
Thank you for educating me.
Absolutely.
Thank
So
you. Appreciate it.
therefore, there's no reason to count that woman out just
What about
because she
therapy?
doesn't have those things.
What about trauma and therapy?
That's something you and her should still do.
I know, no, I'm saying,
Yeah.
but how long if that person, if both
That-
parties?
That depends on the person because it depends on the trauma. It depends on their willingness to want to heal themselves.
Absolutely.
And really be invested. Because just because you go into therapy don't mean nothing.
That's
Right.
right.
You can go and just be wasting
There.
their time, but they getting paid.
That's
You know
right.
what I'm saying? So that is not the answer to everything. You got to want to heal yourself and do the work.
I agree.
So
I like that. Look, I'm a person. Look. One thing about me, when I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Or when I'm like willing to listen, I'm like, okay, that makes sense. So I didn't know that. Some
Yeah.
things you guys could teach me.
Let's
You
do
know
it.
what I'm saying?
Since we're breaking Adam down, explain this to me.
Yes, sir.
So let's talk about this.
I need a shot. Where my bartender at? Go ahead.
Why do you want? Why don't you want the woman to make more than you? Is it an ego? Is it an ego thing?
Is it ego? It's not ego. I think it's more of I think it's a woman's ego. I think that, now this is my opinion, and India, you can help me out with this.
I'm trying.
Because how many women that you know that are high salary earners and they come home to a man that's not as they don't make as much as them, long term, they start looking at that man as what?
Their man.
I know, but they start looking at him as what?
Their man.
I'm gonna tell you what they call him. When they
No.
get, I'm gonna tell you what they call him when they get mad at him. Because it don't come out on a normal basis. It comes out when they upset.
Correct.
The first thing they will call him is what?
Broke.
With your broke ass. And you know what I'm saying, baby.
I do.
Thank you. So when they saying that, they're not saying that out of the air. They're saying that this is how they feel.
Okay. So
Right.
they're also saying that while y'all are in a conversation, that she's feeling disrespected.
Appreciate it.
So if you're going to disrespect her, she's like, you know what? Let me go for the good.
And why would you do that?
Disrespect you first. I mean, then disrespect you because you're disrespecting her.
So now you're making my point. So this whole time, this is in the back of
No,
y'all
but
brain.
the thing is, I can disrespect you even if you make more money than me. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Like, honestly, because I know your skeletons in your closet.
But we
Like,
talking
that's
about
a
the
part of it.
context.
So
Leave it-
not saying that it's healthy.
You gotta watch
We're
it
talking
now.
about
She don't want to stay on the top. You gotta watch it. We talking about context. We talking about salary in general. Only
Yeah.
that. We're not talking about other
Right,
things.
but arguments can be arguments. It doesn't matter how much I
But
make.
we're talking about money though, specifically.
But
We're
no,
talking about
so
salaries.
when we were
We
talking
are
about
too.
salaries, we were saying specifically if she's making 250, 300,
Yeah.
you're making 150, 160.
I'm not dating her.
At the end of the day, you're both making money.
No.
So money is out.
No.
Money is not an issue.
Nah, it's
So
not.
why aren't you dating her then?
I'm not doing that.
So why is it a difference? My question to you is, why is it a difference that if she starts making $250 a year into your relationship compared to when you first date her, it's still going to be the same person. You're still going to have the same issues.
No, it's different because you
It's
built that
different.
together.
No. She put that on her own.
For instance, good example. When you get so when you get a divorce, they ask you to split what you guys gained together versus what you came in with it, right?
That's if you have an annulment. I mean, if you have a prenup.
A prenup, right?
And depends on what state you're in too.
Right, because Texas, it don't matter. You got posting up, and they take everything anyway. So, so no matter what, you can't hide. You can't hide. That song is in my mind for some reason. Anyway, so the thing is, when it comes to that, the reason why, because I see it too many times. Women that I'm not saying they're bad people, but for some reason, a woman that makes more money than a man is like, to a degree, they be like, okay, my hustle, my grind, it's the same. Even though he's a good brother, he's working hard, but he's only making so much.
Do you know all this? You know he's a good brother.
Well, I'm just saying, I'm giving it for the conversation.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? She's gonna be like, I'm pulling the weight around here, cause it's gonna come out in like subtleness.
So what's the difference between it coming out during the relationship or in the beginning? That's what I'm asking.
It's no difference. I won't do it because I seen
So
it.
therefore,
I'm not
if
gonna do
she
that at all.
starts to make more money than you like, I'm out.
No, that's different because I'm with her now.
That's
Because
what I just asked.
because we built it together. That's
No,
different.
it's not building it together. She did it on her own.
Well, we're together at that moment. At that point.
Yeah.
Versus me initially coming
and
in.
what if she starts coming at you now?
Well, I'm like,
Now
baby.
what?
I'm like, baby. Look,
Look what?
I'm
Okay.
here. I ain't going nowhere. I'm here now.
He wants
Okay.
control.
I help
He
you.
wants control.
I help you with this. Vice versa.
No, you didn't help her with anything.
If-
She
'cause if
said
I
she
made it-
got it.
It was-
She got it.
but
You're
if I-
making it. You're
She's
making it
making
already.
No, I'm saying just flip the script.
Okay.
Because if I make it, she's gonna be like, "This is
We're not
mine."
talking about you. We're talking about her. If she's making the money at
All right.
$250 and y'all a year in, and now she start really feeling herself, what are you gonna do?
Well, I can't do nothing but this. I'm like, baby, look, I'm here to support you.
Mm-hmm.
If you feel like that, you gotta go. I think
That's
you
what I
better
wanted to get to.
leave.
That's what I wanted to get to. So
Leave me
therefore,
alone.
He's threatened by the fact that she's making more.
I'm not threatened. She changed. The money is changing her. I'm not threatened at all. I'm still in my position. I'm still a man. I still look.
You can
Stomp
be a
my
man.
goddamn foot when I come in the house. But if
What's
she's
that?
like, I make more money, I do this around,
Yeah,
ma'am, you gotta slow your roll.
You're a man in any situation.
yeah, that's what I'm
In
saying.
a
It don't
relationship, you're a
change
man.
because she
You're a
got
man
more
regardless.
money.
You're a man regardless.
Yes, sir.
No money, more money. It don't matter. You're a
doesn't?
man regardless.
That don't matter to women with money, bro.
But here's the difference. I'm saying,
You know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't.
Don't do that.
I do. I'm doing it.
So you telling me these women that CEOs and C-suite people,
There's so many women that are CEOs and C-suite women.
and they are like
So
hard
you're just basically
ass.
saying that all women are BITCHs if you're making 250 or
No,
more.
I didn't say that.
That's what you're making it seem to
I
me.
think that women that make that kind of money or have that kind of power and position, they are attracted more to somebody that's either on their level or above them.
And that's not true.
That's what, in my opinion. I don't know.
Okay, but
Because
I'm
I
just,
think,
I'm trying
Alright.
to change your opinion.
for instance,
We have Rihanna, we have Oprah, we have,
you think Oprah really, really, you think Oprah really, really respects?
and I think Rihanna really, really respects her husband or whatever he is, because I hear rumors, so I'll just say her man.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely,
ASAP?
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely, 100%.
You
She's
gotta
a
be a man.
billionaire.
You gotta be a man in the situation.
Absolutely,
It's good
and
now.
that's what we want y'all to be.
See, it's good
Yeah,
now.
you
don't
know
want that.
what? Yes, JV.
You don't want that.
That's what I'm saying.
You
I
don't
want
want
you
that.
to be a man. We as women don't want you to be like, for us to be the.
Hold
We
me
don't
down
want to
then.
live.
Hold me down.
Well, see
Hold you down? How? You don't want us to make your more money, so what you talking
No, I
about?
want you to make more money.
You
but,
don't.
But not initially.
I don't understand that.
It doesn't make any sense.
Why not?
It doesn't make
Why?
any sense.
Because I'm telling y'all, man, I see this every single day.
You have only been. How long have you been divorced? Let me ask you that.
Well, we ain't talking about me. I'm just saying in general. We're never going to talk about me on this show. All right. Now, someone that has been divorced, I understand that, but me, we're not going to talk about me.
Okay, so if a person has only been divorced for anything under 2 years,
Okay.
depending if they've had a long relationship.
Yeah.
So if they had a long relationship, I think they got to give themselves time to heal,
That's fair.
because divorce is a very traumatic event in anyone's life.
Absolutely.
So with that said, it's not like y'all got it annulled or it was just a quick 1-year marriage. If y'all sharing kids or you just have a life together, you got to heal through that.
Speaking of that, before we get out of there, I want to talk about that healing.
Mhm.
How important is therapy in your relationships, India and JV? Go to India first.
Okay. It's important for me.
Scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, 1 being the lowest.
To me, it's not just therapy is important, but self-awareness and self-healing and wanting to do the work is
Okay.
more important. And I know that's an ongoing thing. It's not just like, oh, I went to therapy, I'm good now. It don't work that way. We black people, we have trauma. So it's
So-
very important.
So scale from 1 to 10.
10.
10 is the
Yes.
okay. So 10. How important is therapy to you in your relationship?
So we're speaking therapy as far as going to speak to someone, or
Yeah.
just in general, because therapy,
Healing. Just
therapy
healing.
comes in. So for me, I'm more of a. I feel like me and my wife can discuss whatever situation we got going.
Okay.
That's awesome.
I think it's just we got to be open to it. Now I wasn't as open starting off,
Okay.
but you know,
Open to it. Talk to someone.
no, just with my wife. You know, I kind of shut down. I don't really. But it's more about communication.
Oh, so you got trauma.
I don't know if it's
Everybody
trauma.
does.
I mean, it's just it's
I'm talking about this about the help.
it's marriage. Marriage is marriage is work. Nobody goes into it day one and knows what's going on.
So
Fully understand it.
how important is therapy?
I think it's important.
Do you go to therapy?
No,
Oh, so let's talk about.
I have.
All
I
right.
have.
So, 'cause look,
I have.
I'm gonna go somewhere.
I have.
right.
I have been to therapy
All right.
before.
So why? Why haven't you practiced therapy on a consistent basis? If you know that you shut down when it comes to certain things, as a black man.
All right, so here we go. So, for me, therapy, I learned to communicate on my own. Therapy didn't tell me that. This is still me. Again, I
What
can
you
go
mean?
to.
Come on,
can-
hold
if,
up. You're going too fast.
If I come to therapy,
Communicate. What you mean communicate?
let me say this. If I go to therapy with my wife, I don't want to be there. I can shut down. I can come to therapy. You can be my therapist. You can be
Okay.
talking. I can give a good goddamn what you talking about. So therapy not gonna really do nothing for you. It ain't gonna work until I want to. You have to change yourself.
Absolutely.
So again, I'm gonna ask you the question because he's trying to crawfish out of the
I
conversation.
told you I don't really.
I'm on you. Look.
Therapy, I don't.
How important is therapy in your life, and then why haven't you practiced therapy on a consistent basis? If you know you have certain things, like you said, now this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm getting from what you're saying. I'm articulating.
Well, help me. Come on, therapist
right.
Nelson.
I'm trying to break it down, baby.
Talk to me.
So you're saying that going to therapy hasn't been beneficial for you because you never practice it on a consistent basis.
So therapy for me. Let me say this. So you know what's my therapy?
All right.
And my brother, Attorney Rutledge, can attest to that.
Okay.
He knows if I have a question, if I think I'm tripping or something, I call him
All right.
and I'll say, Steph, let me know if I'm tripping or not. Give him the situation.
So is Attorney Rutledge, is he a professional therapist?
No, here's the thing. But
Okay.
he's my brother.
I get it.
He gonna keep it real with me. I'm gonna keep it real with him.
That's fair.
So we have that understanding. He's not going. If I'm wrong, he gonna say you wrong. If I'm right, he gonna say I'm right. He's not. He team me, but he's not gonna be team me in those situations.
Are you opposed to having a professional therapist to have a conversation with?
I'd rather talk to my brother that know me than talk to Adam who don't know me.
So, okay. We talking about healing now. All right.
So now therapist Adam
How about more?
is talking to me and my wife. Now therapist Adam trying to schedule my wife 5 days a week, schedule me 1 day, because therapist Adam
So I'm
got
gonna give
something
you.
up his sleeve.
So I'm gonna go back to you on that. All right, you ready? The reason why I went to therapy is this. I think therapy is very important because one, therapy wasn't for me getting at the other person. Therapy was for me, right? Solely for me. It held me 100% accountable for the actions, the thoughts, everything that I did, right? So now, that's one. Two, being aware. You used this term earlier. Being aware of what I'm doing when it happens, right? Whatever triggers, I'm aware that it takes place. So when it comes to relationships, when it comes to marriage, when it comes to significance, when it comes to somebody that you love, right? Or somebody that you proclaim you love, it's important how you articulate how you feel towards them, right? For you, not for them. At the end of the day, it's all about what you do for you, for them, if that makes sense. So now, therapy is very important to the stranger or to the person that you don't know. It's allowing yourself to be vulnerable to the point where I'm open, to the point where I see this is me. That's me. That's me.
So you know what? I thought about it.
You know what I'm saying?
You know who my therapist is?
Yes, sir.
I'll say Big Bank podcast.
Okay.
He's my therapist.
Podcast
So I
is
listen to
therapy.
Big Bank,
All right.
and he speaks kind of my language.
Okay.
So that's my therapist. I listen to a lot of stuff, but I don't. Again,
You don't go to a therapist?
no. If it's something,
Not yet.
I'm not going.
Okay.
I don't
have
think.
been, though.
I don't think.
Okay. And you have been though.
I'm
You will go.
I'm open to it, but I just
Eventually.
don't. Again, I'd rather
Communicate.
communicate, and then if I do have if we together we have an argument, and I'm
Do you
call
cry?
somebody. Do I what?
Cry.
You know what? I've learned the older I've gotten, I cry.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it's good.
But I think
Okay.
something wrong. I think it's something as in a man you get older. But I'm saying you cry off of.
Your
I can watch
kids.
Lion King or something and start getting emotional. I think I'm tripping. I
right.
watch
Really?
Soldiers Coming Home on YouTube. It's weird. I don't know. I didn't used to be like that, but I don't know what that is.
You're being.
So you think it's a bad thing? Is what I'm asking.
No, I don't think it's a bad thing.
Okay.
I haven't. Let me say this. I haven't cried in a. Me and my wife getting in an argument. I'm crying. I haven't been in that situation.
Gotcha.
Crying like that.
Right.
I cry every day. I cry all the time. That's all I do is cry.
You heard.
Yeah.
You heard.
it
No,
is.
no. I express my emotions. I'm not afraid to allow somebody to see me vulnerable.
Let me tell
I
you
don't
something.
know if that I agree with that.
Let me tell you something.
I agree with that.
What, repeat that again.
I'm not afraid of somebody seeing my. Watch this. Seeing my flaws, seeing my indiscrepancies, seeing every. They could see me naked,
Sure.
and I could be like this. You know what? Yes, it was me. I did it.
World, let me tell y'all something. I know this man, and I'm gonna leave it at that.
Hey,
And
I know
don't-
this
and
guy.
the thing is, and I don't know him that well, but I'm telling y'all, something ain't right.
come on, come on.
Have anybody ever heard the term wolf in sheep's clothing?
So we're gonna leave it at that.
Hey. So I'm a.
Like, to me, I don't feel like I gotta run to a therapist every time I have a problem. Right? But I am self-aware enough to be like, all right, just like you said, you got your confidant to go to, be like, oh, am I tripping? And then to me, like, I I talk to myself. So I'm just like, all right, what's going on? Where did this come from? Why do I feel this way? Why did this irritate me about this person? You know what I mean? And I've done the work, like self work, doing like reading and maybe listen to some podcasts, but listen to articles and just seeking the things that make me function the way I do. So it's like I know when I'm going to be in a relationship, I know how to communicate. I know how to talk to you instead of yelling. I've been there, done that. I ain't got time for that. Like, we need to communicate, like you said.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's important to like do the work on your own, on yourself.
Absolutely.
Because that's when you show up for everybody else 100.
So to your point, and I appreciate that from you guys. Yeah, you could get the message out of anything. The only thing is you have to be aware what the message is that you're getting, what you're trying to find, right? If you're seeking something, how do you know what you're seeking if you never got a guide on how to seek it? I'm gonna take it back old school. Remember used to have a atlas, atlas. You had to find your way versus GPS.
Right.
You know exactly where you're going. That's the same thing. The atlas shows you exactly where you're going, so you know what you need to take, what route you need to take to get there. The therapist is the person that takes you mentally to that place where you know you need to be individually. Now, you can do the work on yourself because at the end of the day, the work happens with you. You just have to have somebody that learn to teach you how to guide yourself to that point. And we have to go. Shout out to Attorney Rutledge in Baton Rouge. He came to Baton Rouge. He sponsored this podcast, so we have to celebrate for him. But before we get out of here, we have to see where you guys are: Instagram, websites, what you guys have going on in the community, things of that nature. So how can they find you first, India?
Yeah, so you go on my website, tjconsultancyllc.com, or email me at info@tjconsultancyllc.com.
You can find me on Instagram, JV Production LLC. That's pretty much it for me. I'm kind of a closed book, I don't like to
All right, you're a closed book.
do too much. But yeah, JV Production LLC on Instagram. Me and my brother Attorney Rutledge doing some things in Baton Rouge. Trying to give back to our lovely university,
Shout out Southern.
Southern University.
You hear me?
Stuff in our neighborhood where we grew up in Glen Oaks. So yeah, that's what we at.
That's what it is. Guys, look, man, I appreciate you guys tuning back into the Costly Distinct podcast. You already know where I'm at. Mr. DJ KO, I'm everywhere, Costly Distinct. One thing that you guys didn't get out of this conversation that you should have got, even though we have clash and we do, have a little discourse amongst each other, we still love each other at the end of the day. We're still black people and we still going to love each other. We still going to have shots together at the end of the day. So we can still have a provoking conversation.
Absolutely.
And still have a good time. Everybody that's in Houston, make sure you guys go to the radio again. Be safe. Again, shout out to Call Audio, Attorney Rutledge, 605 Adult Beverages, and Red Core Universe. Much love to everybody that tuned into this conversation, man. I hope this was beneficial, and I hope you guys get something from it. If you guys see these individuals in the streets of Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Houston, Philadelphia, anywhere, make sure you put your arms around them, hug them, because we all black people at the end of the day, man. So, man, look, my slogan at the end of the day is, I love you guys, and you can't do nothing about it. Peace. And that's a wrap.